The choice is blonde or brown, tall or short, funny or clever, boy or girl. Have you made your choice? As technology increases, designing our idea of the perfect child is becoming a reality. This topic has raised many questions and concerns. According to the March 13, 2014 Live Science article, since the 1990s, the prospect of futuristic technologies such as human cloning or selecting for superhuman traits have stoked public fears about designer babies. The more this topic was discussed, the more I realized that the problems with this were endless. As a biology major, I'm very interested in researching and exploring this new technology. Today, I will show you that genetically engineered humans are not a good idea because we would lack diversity, cause harm to the unborn child, and take advantage of this technology. So to begin, I want you to imagine with me that everywhere you look, everyone is alike in many ways. So for example, I have this photo for you that is a picture of these men in the same suit, all looking the same. There's no diversity at all. This overall idea is very scary, I know. Over the recent years, diversity is getting harder to come across. There is this general picture of what perfection is, and many people strive to be perfect. Although it is said in today's society that no one is perfect, the advances in this genetic technology are slowly diminishing that statement. Eventually, our society will turn into a world of clones, copy after copy. It would start small, for example, picking the child's gender. Then, you would pick the eye color or even the hair color. Until finally, before you even know, we are engineering the child's athletic ability and intelligence. So, where is the uniqueness? Where is the beauty of everyone having their own personality? So, we are back to the start. Eventually, when this technology is widely used, we will look around and see copies of ourselves. Now that we have seen how this technology affects diversity, we will take a look at how this technology will affect the human being overall. Admit it or not, we are all selfish and greedy. We set no limits for ourselves. The difference between right and wrong seems to be slowly slipping away from this generation. If this technology is put out for the people to use, I personally do not believe that we can handle it. Think about it with me. Flying cars. If you would have asked someone 20 years ago about a flying car, they would have thought you were crazy. Now, in 2016, the first flying car was sold. The same idea goes for designer babies. This idea used to be a fantasy and is now becoming a reality. Not to mention, this technology can also be very harmful to the unborn child. This procedure is unpredictable, as BioNet explains in their article in 2002. They state, animal studies have shown that this type of genetic engineering is unpredictable. There is a huge risk that we may cause physical changes or even changes to the child's personality. So I'll show a photo and an example of Dolly the sheep. She was the first animal that was cloned from a cell, and one of the problems that they found with her was that she died at half of the normal life expectancy of a sheep. So, we have been living many years by letting nature take its course. So, by placing this technology into society, it will end very badly for the overall community and the individual child. Now that we have talked about how this affects the person, we will talk about how this technology will be taken advantage of. Millions of couples who are trying to have children are scared that they will pass on genetic diseases and disorders. In rare cases, the genetic engineering can help with this problem, but it is not foolproof. On April 24th, 2015, Life Science states, new tests can detect fetal DNA circulating in a woman's bloodstream early on in a pregnancy. That can't determine the sex or even catch an error in the number of chromosomes in the fetus. Although this can be done, I believe that it will create a problem. People will begin to terminate their pregnancies because they believe that their child has a 0.001% of developing a specific genetic disease or disorder. Overall, I believe that much research needs to be done in this field to determine whether the idea of genetically altering humans can be legalized. But I believe overall it will cause major problems. Overall, on the scientific side of things, there are high hopes for this medical technology, but I believe there are many problems that will arise from it. Overall, we discussed that a future society, what a future society would look like, how this would affect us, and how we might take advantage of it. After all we have learned about the upcoming problems of designer babies, one question comes to mind. Are we trying to play God?